So now we want to create the place order screen, which basically is like a summary of what we have in our cart. So I'm actually going to add, let's add something else to the cart as well. So we'll add this mouse here. We'll add 2 of them. Okay, proceed to checkout. We have our shipping. We have our payment method. Now this takes us to place order. So let's go back here. Let's close this stuff up. And let's create a new screen called place order screen.js. And from here, I'm not going to copy another component. So we're just going to generate a new one. And I will copy some of the imports though from like shipping screen. We'll grab these. So from React Bootstrap, we're going to want quite a few things actually. Let's see, we don't need a form. So let's bring in a button, a row, a column, a list group, an image, and a card. And then we want to bring this in because we want to get state from our cart. Form container, we're not going to need that. We are going to want our message component, so might as well bring that in. And we'll have we want checkout steps as well. We'll have an action called create order, but we're not going to do that until after we set up our backend to actually accept an order. So down here, let's get the items in our cart. So up at the top, let's say const. Let's first define dispatch because we will be needing that. Actually, no, we're not going to use that for a while. So let's grab the items from our cart. So const cart equals use selector, and from our state we want cart. All right, and then let's go. Yeah, let's go down to our output here, and we want to put our checkout steps, which I'm just going to copy from here. So we'll have let's have an empty element here. We don't actually need a div. And then we'll have our checkout steps, but this is the step 4, so we want to add step 3 and step 4 here. It's the last one in this process. And then we're going to have a row, and we're going to have an 8-column div. So here, let's say call md 8, and inside here we're going to have quite a bit. So this is going to be a list group, and we're going to give this a variant of flush. And in this list group here, let's save this. In this list group, we'll have our first item. So list group item, and this is going to be the shipping. So we'll have the address and stuff. So let's put an H2 here and just say shipping. And underneath that, we're going to have a paragraph. Oops. And in this paragraph, let's put some strong tags, and in here we'll say address. And then under that, we're going to have from the cart, because remember we have access to the cart, which has access to the shipping address. And then I want the address. Okay, and I'm just going to copy this. So we have the address, and then we'll go ahead and put a comma here, and then the city. So shipping address dot city. And then let's put the postal code. And then let's put the country. Okay. Now I just want to save this and add the screen to our app.js so we can see it and check it out. So up here, let's bring in place order screen. let's see, we'll just copy this, and this will be place order. Place order screen. All right, so let's check it out. So we just have shipping, we have our address with the city, the postal code, and the country. All right, so the next thing, let's close up app.js. So the next list group item that I want to have is the payment method. So in here, let's put an H2 and let's say payment method. And we'll put in some strong tags here. I don't know why I keep putting an uppercase S. So strong tags, and let's just say method. And let's just do colon space, and then under that we'll say cart dot payment method. So we see PayPal. Now payment method isn't actually being saved in local storage like the shipping address is. So if we happen to reload this page, it'll go away and we'd have to just add it again. If you want to add it to local storage, you can, but I don't see a big need to do that. So we'll just leave it as is. So after the payment method, let's see, so we have let's do another list group item. Let's actually just separate these out, some space here. So in this list group item, I want to show all of the items that we're ordering. So we're gonna just put an H2 here and say order, we'll say order items. And then we need to do a check here. We want to check to make sure that there's items in the cart. So let's say cart dot, and then remember we have cart items, which is an array of the items in our cart. And we'll say if the length of that is equal to 0, then let's show a message, and we'll say your cart is empty. Else, then let's open up some parentheses, and we want to proceed to create another list group that has all of our items in it. So let's say list group, and we'll give this a variant of flush. Okay, and then we need to loop through all of our cart items and output them, or map through them and create a list. So let's say cart.cart items, and we want to map through those, and let's pass in here, so for each item, and we'll also pass in the index, and this is an arrow function, and let's put another set of parentheses here, and for each cart item we want to render a list group item, and this has to have a key since this is a list, so it needs a unique key, so I'm going to use the index. So this list group item, let's create a row inside here, and let's do call md1, and we're going to have the image here. Remember in the state in cart items we're saving like the name, the image, all that stuff. So let's use the bootstrap image source. We want to set that to item, because remember we're looping through and we're calling each one item, and we want the image. And then for the alt, let's say item.name, and let's make this fluid and rounded corners. All right, so that's that. And then this next column here, let's just say call, and this is going to be the item name, but we want to link around it. So let's say link to, and we want to set that to go to /product, and then the ID, which remember in the cart it's going to be item.product. Product is the ID in the cart. And in here we want to just put the item.name. Okay, and then the next column we're going to give this a size of 4, and this is going to be the price, but it's going to have the quantity too. So we're going to say item.qty, and then an X, so like a times the price, which is going to be item dot price, and then let's say equals money sign, and then we want to actually take the item quantity and multiply that by the item dot price. All right, so let's go ahead and save that, and let's see what we got here. Link is not defined, so I never brought link in. Let's just do that. Import link from React Router DOM, and if we go back here, you can see our order items. A little image here. We have a link to the product page if we want to go there, and then it says the quantity, so like 2 times $49.99, and it gives us the total for that particular item. Okay, so that's all I want in this on this side. On this side over here, let's create another column. So this 8 column ends here, and now I'm going to create a 4 column. So MD4, and this is going to be a card, and this is going to be our order summary. So let's create another list group. And we're going to have a list group item, and let's put an H2 in here and say order summary, and another list group. I'm just separating everything into list group items so it looks nice. It has nice spacing and stuff. This next list group item, we're going to put a row in here, and for the title or the whatever you want to call this, legend, it's just going to be items, and this is going to be the items price. So we're going to have another column here, and let's put a money sign and say cart dot items price. Okay, so if we check that out, why isn't that showing? Oh, we didn't create items price yet. So basically we need to create an items price, a shipping price, and the tax price. So we're gonna calculate that up above, but for now let's just copy this list group item, and this next one is gonna be shipping. And we're gonna have cart.shipping price, which we don't have just yet, but we will. And then under that list group item, I'll paste this in again. This is going to be the tax. So this will be cart.tax price. And then we also want the total. So underneath that, let's paste another one in. This will be the total. And it'll be cart.total price. And then we want our place order button. So let's go under this list group item and create one more list group item. And in here we're going to have our button. Let's give this a type of button, and let's give it a class name of btn-block. And we want this to be disabled if there's nothing in the cart. So we'll say disabled equals, and if we get cart.cart items, if that is equal to 0, then this will be disabled. And then on click, so on click we'll have a place order handler, and that should do it. So in here we'll just say place order. Okay, so if we go back here, place order handler is not defined, so let's create that up here. Just say console log order, doesn't matter for now. Okay, so you can see that these items, shipping, tax, and total, there's nothing in here. So we want to create those and add them to the cart object. So let's go right up here at the top, and I'm just going to put a comment here and say calculate prices. So first thing we'll do is the items price. So let's say cart.items price, and we're gonna get this with reduce. So basically we want the price of everything including the quantity, and we've done this in other screens before. So let's say cart dot, and then we have cart items. Okay, now cart items is an array. We want to reduce, and reduce takes in an accumulator and whatever the current item is. And this is an arrow function. We want to take the accumulator and we want to add the item dot price, but we want to multiply item dot quantity because we want to account for however many items we have. And then the second argument is just the 0, which is the start of the accumulator. So now if we go back here, you can see the total here, which includes, that there's 2 of these Logitech mice. So the next thing we want to calculate is the shipping. So let's say cart dot shipping price. Now this is completely up to you. I'm going to keep this simple and just say if it's under $100, then it's $10 shipping. So cart dot items, say items price, and I'm going to say if that is greater than 100, then it'll be 0, else it'll be 100. And again, if you're creating your own shop, you can set the shipping to whatever you want. So here, let's do cart.tax price, and I'm going to just add a 15% tax. So I want this to be a number, and then let's open up another set of parentheses, and let's say 0.15. and then multiply that by the item's price. So cart dot item's price, and we want to set this to a 2 decimal point. So let's say 2 fixed, and let's pass in 2 here. All right, so let's check that out. All right, so we get 2850. Now I'd like to just show 2 decimal places no matter what, even if it's a 0. So what we'll do, I actually didn't plan on this, but let's create a function here and say add decimals, and that's going to take in a number, and what we'll do is return, let's say we want to return math.round, and we're going to take that number and multiply that by 100, and then actually let's put parentheses around this, and then we want to take that and divide by 100, and then have 2 decimal places, so 2 fixed 2. So here, if I take this whole thing and wrap this in add decimals, let's save that and take a look. Cannot access add decimals before initial. Oh, I need to put this. Let's put this up here. Save that. All right, so now we get 2850. And let's just wrap all of these with add decimals. So the items price here, and that's going to end here. So we'll save that. That should still be the same. Good. Okay, and the shipping price will wrap add decimals. Yes, that looks better. Now for the total, we're going to add everything together. So let's say cart dot total price, and we're going to set that to, let's take the items price, so cart dot items price. I don't know why I keep putting a capital there. And we're actually going to wrap all of these in number. So then we want to add cart dot, what do we have next? Shipping price. And add to that cart dot tax price. Let's wrap this whole thing and let's do 2 fixed 2. All right, so we'll save that, and now we should have our total, which is going to be our items plus our shipping plus our tax. So we get 218.47. And let's just try to add some other stuff. We'll just change some products around here. We'll add this, 2 of these. So that's our total. Let's proceed to checkout. Payment method. So we get items, good. Tax is going to be $200 on that. Total $15.40. All right, so everything seems to be working well. So we want to be able to place the order, which is going to add an order to our database, which we don't have that functionality yet. So in the next video, we're going to head on to the back end, go into our order controller, and create that function to actually place an order and save it to the database.